Welcome to another episode of the Reluctant Adult Podcast. My name is Paul, and I am joined, as always, by the man who thinks Hasbro should start their next email with, "Hey everybody, we're all gonna get laid off." Bill!
Hi everyone. That's right. I'd like to be part of that email, but if they could BCC me, that would be great.
You don't want anyone to know.
Don't want anyone to know.
You would still reply all, though. You would still reply all. Oops.
I would
gave it away.
I'd forward it like it was hot. That's what I would
forward it like it's hot. So, sad week. If we can bring it down.
Not for me. But
well, not for you. No. But we are an extension of the toy community. And this is a hard week for many in the toy community because not only were people directly affected, people were indirectly affected, friends, family of people who were let go by Hasbro as part of downsizing, part of streamlining, whatever corporate speak you want to put on it. People lost their livelihood a couple months before Christmas. Like, this sucks. There's no like silver lining to this.
I forgot about Christmas.
Yeah.
And right around this has the makings of The Office right there, where he had to fire somebody on Halloween. It's the spookiest week in the world for them. Never mind. What am I saying here? Yeah, this is terrible news. It's
terrible news. We're not making light of this in any way. We are going to mock Hasbro relentlessly for the email they sent out. Rest assured, we will be making fun of Hasbro. But for the people affected by this, we wish them well. You know, thoughts and prayers. No, that's the worst when people say that. Like, we don't have. You know what? Honestly, there's no. Unless somebody like throws up a GoFundMe or something, we don't have any direct way to help these people unless they would like to come on the show to promote themselves. Not that everyone who worked at Hasbro probably has connections to other toy companies. So but if someone out there listens to the show and you were released by Hasbro and you would like to come on the show and talk shit about Hasbro, no, we don't want that either. But if you would like us to help you promote yourself, promote your work in any way, we would gladly do that. Any way that we can help the toy community, that's why we're here. That's the whole point of the show. Is to make the community a little smaller, to make those connections. So if there is anything we can do, please let us know. But something that we can do tonight is we can roast the fuck out of Hasbro. Hopefully that makes you feel a little bit better. Did you read the email that Hasbro sent out to their entire corporation?
No, I did not.
Okay, so it is available,
week, obviously.
If you want to go, thetoybook.com has it, the entire press release that Hasbro sent out. Basically, they are reorganizing and reducing staff. Let's see some of the... I marked some of the bullet points for things that I think are especially ridiculous. So Dan Rawson, who now leads direct for the entire company, is developing a unified back-end platform and managing the front end for brand-focused initiatives like Hasbro Pulse, Secret Lair, and DDB. Dan Schul will consolidate IT and technology into one cohesive team. So let's break that down a little bit. You work in retail. What's the field you would say you work in? You know these words, right?
Do I? Yeah, retail.
What is a unified back end? What is a unified back end?
A unified back end? That just sounds like it's almost like behind the scenes stuff, does it not?
Okay. And then managing the front end. The back end, so we have a consolidated, unified back end managing the front end. So the back end is managing the front end, which sounds great. That sounds perfect.
Okay.
And this is for brand-focused initiatives as compared to those non-brand-focused initiatives, which I guess would not exist because you're it's all about your brand. Oh, I just noticed I can see my Target birds. I was moving stuff around in my office this week, and I noticed I left the Target birds right in there with my shoulder. Sorry, I'm like a
Cute.
dog seeing a squirrel. I got distracted by my own image here. Anyway, here's some other things in the Hasbro email. Hasbro is elevating its internal marketing organization. So, we don't really know what any of this means because it doesn't mean anything. But I guess rather than going to outside marketing firms, Hasbro's just going to rely more on their internal people. So maybe we'll see more like PulseCon kind of stuff. Maybe we'll see those people pop up more. We don't really know. I don't think anybody actually knows what this means. It's just words.
Did we ever see any outside marketing firm do any of this?
There must be, because they were talking later about how marketing is like the most expensive thing that they spend money on.
Oh, sure.
So maybe they're reeling that in. Yeah, I mean, if people don't know your stuff exists, they're not going to be able to buy it.
Right.
Let's see. Okay, so we mentioned a few weeks ago that they are thinking about, or they're looking at land near Boston, and that was backed up a little bit here because they said we will also be making investments in our team, most notably exploring a new HQ with collaborative, modern environment that is reflective of our brands and fosters innovation. Whoa. They're going to be working at the Children's Science Center, it sounds like.
Yeah, maybe they'll, I don't know.
So, again...
Their HQ was just becoming outdated and they needed something with a fresh coat of paint?
I don't know. Maybe they think the energy in Pawtucket is just a little too old school. They need something to invigorate the team. I don't know. But again, this means nothing. No concrete information was delivered here. Just words that don't mean anything. Trying to fill out the email.
Yeah.
So they said that part of their strategy is an all-in bet, which, okay, all in. We're all in, pushing all those chips in on digital, direct, and technology-assisted innovation. So, NFTs? I don't know. What does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean? Digital direct?
Well, Dan Larson, not Dan Larson, not Dan Larson, Dan Rawson, who we just mentioned earlier. He now leads direct for the entire company, and he is, again, developing that unified back-end platform and managing the front end. This was mentioned twice in this email. So I have more direct to consumer, maybe. Something that was mentioned throughout this email is they want to speed up delivery, basically production, design, all of that. They want to like shave off 3 months from the total process. So if something took 12 months to get to market, they want to reduce that to 9 months, which yes, great. And how do you do that? I don't know. Probably if you could have been doing it, you would have been doing it. So they're just going to be like working people 24 hours a day, maybe make sure they get that stuff out. Man, if you're at Hasbro right now, I mean, you don't feel good. Maybe you just got a promotion. Maybe you were the COO like Gina Go-Getter, and now she's a CFO. So she's the COO CFO, which that's a lot of letters. You imagine having 6 letters in your title? Jesus. Good for you, Gina Go-Getter. Gina Go-Getter. Go-Getter. She's a go-getter. She's a go-getter.
That's why they moved her up, because they were like, it's all in the name. She's a go-getter.
She's a go-getter. Honestly, sometimes it really does come down to your name. They're just like, I'd like that name. I want to see that on a door. I
want to see that working the back end on the front end.
Yeah. Unifying our back end initiatives. Yeah. So obviously we don't know much from this. None of this is real information other than people who are getting new titles. And there was one gentleman that was being mentioned a lot on social media. 25 years he was with Hasbro, and now he's no longer with Hasbro. The toy industry, it needs to change because the world around it changed. Obviously, kids are not buying as many physical toys. Video games are so much more pervasive. AI, VR, all of these scary 2-letter words. Like kids would rather have an iPad and play with a virtual pet than play with a Star Wars action figure. For the most part. I think most people agree with that. And 100%. These toy companies, these large toy companies, haven't really figured out how to adapt to that. And I'm not sure that you can, other than being the company that makes these virtual things that kids like. But then that's really like leaving off the main part of your business, and you can't just abandon that. Like, you have to hope that there's something that'll bring kids back to toys.
You can't abandon it so quickly, but you have to. I mean, eventually everything dies out, and
you think physical toys will at one point no longer be a thing?
I would say people are going to run out of room eventually.
Yeah, but you give stuff away, you cycle through things.
Sure, but what happens to the point where you have a child with a digital ball, and the ball is just an interactive hologram that they can push back and forth through photo sensors, and then they just turn it off and it becomes a flat piece of hardware. All in one.
Yeah. Then what? Then what?
Then what? Then what? You've got your action figures. I'm telling you, do you ever remember... My thought has always been the TV that's just like 2 light bars that go across the wall.
Yeah.
And project. And it's not a screen, it's just 2 light bars. And they have those now. And it's wild.
You came up with that?
Space. No, I didn't invent it. I thought of it.
But you thought, it's one of those things, it's like, I didn't invent it, but I reached the same conclusion independently. It's like, if I had the skills to do it, I could have invented
backing.
it.
I mean, I
didn't
shout
have
it
the
to
ability
air.
to make it.
Maybe someone would hear it.
The number of things that we have invented but didn't actually have the ability to invent, we thought of it. It was in our heads. That's as far as it went.
Right.
And then we spoke it. We did not speak it into existence yet.
No.
Not yet. Not yet. Obviously, these companies want to stay in business. They're going to do what they can. And what they're doing right now is they're trimming budget. And that means because there's nothing else they can do, really.
No.
Because the executives aren't going to take a pay cut. Forget about that. They need to have their golden parachutes and all that. That's just the world we live in. That's what we decided hundreds of years ago, or not even hundreds of years ago, maybe 100 years ago.
Hundreds of years ago, we were burning people at the stake.
Maybe we should go back to that. Maybe that...
I keep. I'm going to mention this once. Just my wife's been watching some Salem witch trial stuff.
Yeah,
1692 that occurred.
Sure.
The signing of the Declaration of Independence, 1776. So from less than 100 years, we go from hanging and burning people for being suspected witches to signing one of the most important worldwide documents ever. It's crazy. It's crazy to think like that. But
yeah, I'm honestly, the way things are going in the world today, I'm surprised they stopped burning people. Like, I think we're more likely to see that return than to go in the opposite direction at this point. I was talking to my wife about this today. Winter is coming. Okay. Poor summer child. We were talking about this today because it's, Halloween season. My wife is a big fan of Hocus Pocus. She was just watching that with our son before we started recording. And it's basically like they were burning people at the stake to see if they were witches. And I guess if they were a witch, they would have flown away. But if they burn, they're like, okay, good, you weren't a witch. So it was a good thing. Everyone applauded, like, she wasn't a witch. Okay, good. But then, like, the people that accused the women of being witches, did anything ever happen to them? Could you just keep accusing? Is it like in an NFL game, you only get so many ref challenges or coaches challenged? It's like, I'm sorry, you can't accuse another woman of being a witch. You've already done 2 this week.
Sure. I don't know. Yeah.
No, I don't know.
My kid didn't like Hocus Pocus because she didn't like that the cat died. And we had to tell her that it was never really a cat. Well,
there was a cat.
We had to tell her that it was never really a cat.
There were some shots it was a cat.
Yeah, but I'm saying that in the movie, it never was a cat. It was always a boy.
That's right.
To look like a cat.
Oh, that's right. So he didn't die because he becomes the boy.
Right, but doesn't the boy become like a spirit? Right.
No, he walks away with his sister, right? I guess they do go back.
Yeah,
it's confusing.
I've never seen the movie.
The sequel is not the greatest. Probably not a great idea that they did that, but we enjoy. My wife especially enjoys it because she did not grow up in New England, so she had to live vicariously through these movies to see
idea.
like
I think
foliage and all these nice
that's
fall
everyone's
images.
idea of Salem
Yes.
and everything.
Idealistic.
Is made from these silly movies.
Exactly.
Oh, yes. This is it.
That's why people stampede to Salem.
It's the
for
homeless
these
junkie.
weekends.
I remember him from the movie, just hanging out in front of the CVS.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah.
I remember you. Here's a
I
dollar.
remember you always asking me to open Jason's butcher shop. I get you. Yeah.
What? What is this? What are you referencing?
I'm referencing my weekends at Salem have finally ended. They ended.
Oh, this
in
is your
a
real. You were
lackluster-
referencing real life.
Yes. Yes.
No
my real
chance
life.
that anyone gets these references.
Of course not.
Just,
Of course
just
not.
making
That's
sure.
fine.
I was like,
That's
was this an episode of The Simpsons that I missed?
No.
Jason's Bullet.
No.
What? So you, this is a big time of year for you because you, have,
typically.
as you've mentioned, you're part of a group that does. Do you say cosplay, or is that like a dirty word
We
to
don't.
you? Like you're
I don't
not
say it.
cosplayer. You're not cosplayers. What are you?
I just call myself a street performer.
Oh, you're a street performer. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I call.
Well, good.
Yes.
So you street
performance.
perform as Jason Voorhees,
Correct.
and you and your crew head down, and
We
you entertain the masses in hopes of being compensated handsomely.
Right. And it
And you
has
are.
been.
You usually
yes,
are.
we are. Yes, we've had our trials and tribulations this past
Sure.
month.
Growing pains.
The police took our weapons away at one
They
point.
took your weapons, and what
Yeah.
is a slasher without his slashing
Without-
utensils?
Right, nothing at all. So I choked many a women
Sure.
throughout the month, that was fine too.
It's fine.
But-
You know, you can do what you got. You got to do what you got to do. You know,
But yes, no.
takes your
Salem-
instrument away.
Right, and so that was the thing too. Like we would conceal them, and
What
it's
we
like,
got
well,
left.
what's right? So I would conceal them, and then they'd come up, put it away, put it away. But you know, Salem is a city, like any city, and
Sure.
in any city, you're what do they call them? Unhomed, no homed. Now, it's not right to say homeless anymore. It's like
underhomed, like underemployed.
underhomed. Or they like no? I think it's unhomed. No, is it unhomed?
Unhomed sounds fine.
Okay. Yeah. Well, they
Do
have
they get?
no home.
Do these individuals get offended?
I don't. Call
People
them
have
by
to get
anything.
offended on behalf of them because it's not like you're going up to someone and saying, "Are you a homeless person?"
Right.
You would say to your friend, "Hey, that guy pissing in the street, I think that's a homeless person." And then your
Sure.
buddy would be like, "Whoa.
Whoa.
What is wrong with you? You can't say that about the gentleman pissing in the street. He's not homeless. He is unhomed."
He is unhomed. Yeah.
He probably-
Well, why is he digging through the trash right now? Was he eating that sandwich?
Where'd
he get that from?
Where'd he get that sandwich?
Yeah.
No, but homelessness is, again, is a real problem. A lot of these people are veterans. They have mental illnesses. We should be doing more to help these people.
Sure.
Nobody is homeless on because they want to be. Something happen. Everybody, a lot of people are like a couple paychecks away from being homeless. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Let's be honest right now. A couple missed paychecks away, you're going to be out there with that guy.
Oh my
So
gosh.
again, society has turned their back on these people, and I think it's terrible. We have a lot of thoughts. We have a lot of thoughts this week. I still will not give them money because it's like feeding the birds. I don't want them to come at me.
Right.
It's like you don't feed the birds because you don't want the birds coming back for more. You don't want to encourage that. No. And then sometimes you're like, "Let me buy you a sandwich," and they're like, "No, like I just want to buy alcohol." And it's like, I know, but that's not what I want you to do. I want you to be nourished. I don't want you to be drunk. It's not going to help you. It's not going to help you get that home. But I digress. So you are wrapping up. Are you gonna? Well, this would be the last weekend because Halloween is this week.
Correct. This is our.
It's not like
Halloween.
how Universal extends Halloween Horror Nights past
Right.
Halloween. You don't go down
No.
next weekend. Do you go down now like dressed as Santa and Santa's little helpers? Is that a thing, or it's just Halloween because it's Salem?
there's a few people that do that, but
Okay.
the Grinch started showing up. The Grinch showed up, but you know what?
That's good.
It's like towards the end of the month, it just becomes like a Comic-Con, like I was telling you before the show.
Right.
So,
right.
we're not charging money. We're just, tips accepted. And,
That's
people
right.
usually
Tips
tip.
appreciated. If you're going to
But
tip
you
the
might have-
cashier at Panera, you might as well tip
Yeah.
the street performers.
Correct. So, but by the time Halloween starts approaching, and the weekend before especially starts becoming more of a party, people start coming dressed up to do the tourism thing, and those people get pictures taken for free, not expecting any kind of compensation. So that obviously starts taking it away from the people that are there specifically
Right.
to be compensated for their time. Yes.
Sure.
So we were there much shorter than we normally would be. We tend to have, someone will walk by, and cell phones are so quick now with their cameras. They just walk by, take a picture, and just walk away. And you see it for more than 10 minutes. You're just like
drive by.
Yeah. You're like,
photoing.
why am I doing this? It's like why would I give you my best performance if you're just gonna be like, oh, thank you, and then
just photobombing
tell
at
that-
that point.
yes. So we ended it, but we had a good season. I don't know if it's time for a rebrand. I've had some ideas, so.
I really want you to go back to Ghostbusters. I feel like there's some juice there.
You think there's some juice? I want to try Bluey, to be honest with you.
I know you said that. I don't know if that's a good
did.
Halloween thing though.
I don't care.
It's like you just want to. Be
I've
you
even
just want
thought
an excuse
about
to
it.
Buy the costume.
I want to buy the costume, but then I want to do like weekend parties and like make it
Well, there you go.
a substantial like secondary moneymaker.
You really want Disney
And
to
do it,
shut you
yeah,
down.
yeah. No, I've even had ideas. I'm going to call it Blue Dog Entertainment.
There it is.
Yeah.
No,
Get
blue
me?
E, like the word blue and then a capital
Yep.
E. Blue E.
Oh, Blue
and then
E.
it's like your logo is just
Oh, wait.
the letter E.
No,
blue.
I even get it even further. It's blue, and then the E goes into the entertainment. So Blue E.
Oh, entertainment. There you go. Then it kind of sounds like you're like a stripper or something. Blue entertainment.
I should do that. If I do that, then I can just do like Tobias Funke and
there you
show
go.
up like that.
Okay.
Show up like that instead. It was like you don't
Never
know what you're
did.
going to get with Blue E Entertainment.
You never know. You never
never
know.
know.
You roll the dice.
You
roll
do.
the dice. Snake eyes. All right. Well, that's good. So that's our Halloween show for the week. So we can move on and talk about some other stuff.
But I was going to wear my spooky mask.
You can still do it. We'll just.
All right, I'm on it.
This is Ben Cooper.
For the
Ben
rest of
Cooper
the
mask,
show.
or this is just like.
This is the Target one.
No, I don't like it. Take it off. It sounds bad. It's bad audio. I can't. If there's one thing I will not stand, it's bad audio. Okay, so this is
this
big
one.
news. Oh, you have another one?
Sorry.
Oh, that one's
Sorry.
fun. It's like his face was green and it's melting off, or he's covered in paint.
Maybe someone melted a candle on me.
Someone melted a candle.
There we go.
I'm really
Get
not
spooky for a minute.
into the Halloween. We went to a trunk or treat event at my kids' daycare,
Yeah.
and I was like, hey, where are the kids' costumes? Or like, why aren't we dressing them up in their costumes? And my wife is like, it's trunk or treat. You don't dress up for trunk or treat.
What?
And I was like, okay. So we get there, and of course everybody's dressed up. It's trunk or treat. Trunk or treat is just trick or treating, but you don't go around the neighborhoods. You just go around
Trunk or treat
the driveway
is-
or whatever.
So, like, I live in a neighborhood where trunk or treat would be the best thing in the world because all the houses are so spaced out and it's a long road.
Right.
And I would love to start like a trunk or treat on my street,
go.
just so these
go.
people we've lived in this house for 10 years.
Yeah.
We've had one group of trick-or-treaters, and the only reason they came was because I had a 12-foot Stay Puft Marshmallow Man out in the yard. And we didn't even expect them. We started eating the candy. We had, like, very little candy. We had to, like, run around and, like, scrounge, like,
You're
old
giving
candy
them, like,
and,
bananas
like,
and
buttons
stuff?
shit. Yeah,
Buttons.
exactly. Here's some coins for your UNICEF pouch.
You got the coins. Oh.
Oh, I'm doing
Yeah.
UNICEF. Here's some pennies. Oh, okay.
We get so few kids. This year we bought like the candy we don't want to eat, so that
Okay.
when we inevitably end up with it, we'll just throw it out because we don't want to eat it. It's like all the gum, like the Haribo, like the gummy stuff. It's like
Haribo's a wild gummy. I don't know if I like Haribo. There's better gummy, but
well, Haribo's like the classic gummy bear.
it is,
right?
but it's too tough to chew.
It's very tough. It's very tough.
That's
what
my
I'm saying.
problem
We
with
don't want to
Haribo.
eat it, so we're not going to eat. We're going to throw it out. So it's good. We don't want all this extra candy around.
There has to be a definitive way to be able to eat a Haribo gummy, and I don't think I've found it yet because it's just texturally, it's too much gummy.
It's hard. I always feel like they're stale. It's just not it's not an enjoyable experience eating a Haribo gummy, but
Well, you too. Stop
that's
saying
fine. I'm sure
gummy
some
so
people
much.
like them. gummy Venus de Milo
That is the
episode.
rarest gummy of all, the gummy Venus de Milo, carved by gummy artisans who work exclusively in the median of gummy.
Damn! Look at that recall.
I know it all. That's a
else.
great episode. I love that episode.
A great episode. I don't feel like it. Did they not play it as much? Well, I guess I wouldn't see it on TV. It's on Disney Plus though. They didn't take it away because of like, the content. Where it's like, Homer is accused of sexually assaulting this woman that he gave because she got out of the car and she had the gummy Venus de Milo on her butt, and he went to grab it, and he was like, gummy Venus de Milo. So they did a recreation for the trial because it goes to trial. And what is like the version of Homer in that say?
Oh, it's
like
Fox Night at the Movies with Homer-esque Portrait of an Ass Grabber starring Dennis Franz.
Even worse.
He's like, he goes, now I'm gonna get me some sweet.
Oh, that's right, because they cut up what his original audio was.
Yeah, no, that's different. He went on a different show. He went on like a late night show.
Yeah,
but no, that was Fox Night at the Movies.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't Kent Brockman. It was Godfrey Jones.
Oh, was that a real person?
Remember, he's like, please, Lord, please save me. I'll take anything. And he answers the phone right away, and he's like, hello, and he goes, hello, Homer. This is God. Free Jones from the show Rock Bottom. That's what it was. It was like a news expose show.
Damn.
And he's like, well, someone had to take the babysitter home, and then I noticed she was sitting on the gummy Venus de Milo, so I just grabbed it, and then like they have it, and they have the clock in the back going back and forth and back and forth, and he goes, they clip it, and he's like, I can't. It's such a funny episode. He's like, remember, he's like, so, Mr. Simpson, you admit to touching her can. And he's like, no, Mr. Simpson, stop, please.
Mr. Simpson.
He's like, Mr. Simpson, your silence will only incriminate you further. No.
Man, what a good show.
I just remember she's like, no, Mr. Simpson, that's sexual harassment. If you do it, I'll scream so loud, the whole world will hear. And Dennis Franz is like, with a man in the White House? Not likely.
Oh, we made it so timely because hopefully
the best line of that show. I mean, all those, everything in that episode is top tier, top 10 Simpsons. But Homer getting out of the shower, and he falls because there's a news helicopter filming him, and he trips and wraps himself around the shower curtain. And they go, Simpson scandal update. Homer Simpson sleeps nude in an oxygen tent, which he believes gives him sexual powers. And then Homer goes, hey, that's only a half-truth.
Oh, The Simpsons was right on the nose with everything. The way they lampoon the media. We were too close. We didn't realize. No. It's so true. Oh, that was delightful. I forget.
That was 5 minutes of me memorizing that episode.
Honestly, it's very impressive. I hope people realize how impressive that was.
Thank you.
Just we didn't plan that. You didn't watch it before the show. Just I don't know the last time you watched it. It was probably 20 years ago. You just recall
it was at least 3 if it was anything more. I mean, I think you've probably watched it sooner than I have, close to the
I don't know that I
whatever.
I don't think I got that far.
You must have gotten that far. That's like
I don't
season
remember
3.
that one though. I gave up. I threw the towel in real quick on that rewatch. Real quick. I threw not paying attention.
It's something because I threw in the towel. Remember, my goal was Treehouse of Horror every single episode.
Right. Yeah,
I gave up after 7.
Well,
I just stopped.
Honestly, it's for the best.
Might have been 8. I got to the giant mascots, and then I was like, "This was good. That's it."
Yeah, that's all you need. I don't remember if I talked about this on the air, but I was very excited because I finally got that Tombstone figure from the Spider-Man series.
Yes, you've mentioned him in the past.
I'm a big Tombstone fan. No, I could care less. But he has a very nice suit body, like a brand new suit body. Right. Somebody used it to make like a Cody Rhodes figure, and I thought that looked really good. And that gave me the idea that I could finally start making my Mad Men custom action figures. And I knew that there was already a very good Don Draper, John Hamm likeness out there in that Mezco 112 collective alternate Two-Face head. So I found it on eBay. It was like $17. I was like, yes, please.
Nice.
Came this week. I put it all together. Oh, look at that. He's smoking. I love this so much. I think this is so great. Like this is the perfect Don Draper action figures. Nothing I would change other than making the undershirt white. But I don't know that I would even bother. But it's pretty good. I wish there was a way to like make it look like his hand was in his like pocket, which you can kind of like take the other hand off if you want. Because that's a very like a common pose. But like I cut off a little piece of a comb for his cigarette.
Oh.
And the hand was perfect. So the head, thankfully it had the neck piece, because the Tombstone head does not, or the Tombstone body does not have a head. I used the hands that came with, it was one of the Build-A-Figure like clearanced out Marvel Legends, the guy that's like all fire on his head. And he has like a leather jacket. So he had alternate hands. So he has fists.
Oh,
so if I want to choose fists. But then he had these hands, and they're great. They're perfect. So the Tombstone head has the neck built onto the head, which is not like common in toys. Usually the head or the neck is usually part of the torso. So that was weird. But thankfully that is how Mezco did these heads. So I took the peg from, what's his name? Red Guardian? Like the Russian, the guy from Stranger Things that's also in Marvel
David Harbour.
now. Yeah. I took that, I pulled that out, and I pushed it in here, heated it up, and then now, come put it there. It's pretty good. It stays in there perfectly.
What a kit bash.
What a kit bash. So it's very exciting to get this made. So now I got to start looking for people that look like Roger, that look like Pete Campbell. But obviously we had to start with Don Draper. So very happy to have that. Of course. And I just love the cigarette up there. Like, it could not.
Do you think I would enjoy that show?
Mad Men? You know what? Watch the first episode, the pilot, because it's great. If you don't like that, then you have terrible taste and you should not watch anything, because it's the perfect pilot.
Gotcha.
But that'll definitely let you know if you like it or not. The first few seasons are like the best in TV. It loses its way a little bit, I think, towards the last couple seasons, but you know, I mean, they're still great. Still great.
They had you hooked early. I gotcha. All right.
Just so good. It's just it's a slice of time, not a good time. Like, every character is bad, but it's the 50s, and we didn't really have shit figured out yet. So as long as you're a white man, a white straight man, it was time to be alive. What a time to be alive!
It was the blurst of time.
The blurst of times. Get out of here,
stupid monkey.
All right, a lot more to talk about, but we're gonna take a quick break for no reason whatsoever. Star Wars. Remember that? It used to be a film franchise. Now it's like a video game, a couple TV shows.
Theme park attraction. Yeah.
Theme park attraction.
I remember Star Wars.
Yeah.
It used to be all the buzz.
Used to be, the kids would love this. The new Star Wars movie coming. We got to go down to the theater and see it.
I got to camp out. I got to camp out and get my tickets
early. Good Lord.
There's a midnight release. I got to get all the toys. Yeah.
Got to get the toys, the t-shirt, the lunchbox. So Star Wars is having trouble in a lot of different ways. Hasbro actually called out Star Wars as like very like underperforming for them. So that's they're like no, I don't know why kids don't like Star Wars anymore. What happened? So we got that like pirate show that's like Goonies coming out soon, which I'm pretty excited for. I think that'll be fun.
You are. I'm less.
You're not.
Less
you're not.
excited.
You're see.
I don't think I'm there.
Did you see that either the writer or director, someone they announced, they revealed, they spoiled one of the characters that's going to pop up?
Now, did they say that it was the character or just the character's species?
Like the species?
Yeah.
I think they may not. Well, that's a very good point. Does the timeline work out that it could be the actual character?
That those movies took place like 6 months before Return of the Jedi, so no.
No, okay.
But again, I don't know when this takes. Well, no, because this has to take place during. I don't even care. I don't know. Whatever.
Who cares?
Fuck it.
Fuck it. We're do it live. So we're talking, of course, about Teek.
Teek. Name of the character and name of the species. Teek.
I love when that happens. That happens.
Yeah.
So he's this little monkey guy from the Ewok movies, right?
Battle for Endor, yeah, and he was the buddies with Wilford Brimley, believe it or not.
Oh, nice.
Was also in the Battle for Endor as Noah.
Did he speak English?
He did. Who, Teek or
Teek? Yeah, no, Teek.
I think he was nonverbal. I think he just kind of like was like, and then he would run really fast. He was like
he would run really fast. That was the thing. There's a picture on Wikipedia of him running really fast.
Yeah,
it's blurry.
He's a blurry little thing.
So Teek is going to appear in the skeleton crew in some form, whether it's him or it's the species. We don't know.
I bet it's the species. I mean, he showed up. He's in the pre-show for the at least for the old Star Tours.
Oh, that's right. That's right. What an Easter egg.
And I think that's where I've picked that character up, because they don't make him in. They never made him for the Hasbro mainline, but you could pick him up at Star Tours in one of the gift sets, a few years back.
Didn't you get something like a custom that was from those Endor movies, or was that something else?
I did. I got the. God, what the heck? My kid.
Like one of the giant things.
Yeah, the Gorax.
Yeah.
The Gorax.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I thought like he came with a mini Teek or something, but
no,
did not.
That was Caravan of Courage.
So that's pretty much the good news, if you call that good news for Star Wars. The bad news is that the untitled Rey Skywalker movie lost its writer, which is a setback. So that had a very optimistic opening date of, I think, like next year. That seems impossible, but it was.
No, I think it was 26.
26. Yeah. Okay, well, that's definitely not happening now. There's not even a script.
I think anything is happening now.
No, it's like they just keep announcing
things
that
MCU
they know
panel.
aren't going to happen.
They had an MCU panel which they completely reshuffled and redesigned the whole lineup. They need to stop doing this. It's nice for the.
I don't know.
You know what? It's nice to build hype at the convention hall, to be like, this is coming and this is coming, but then you don't follow through on any of it.
Yeah.
They shelved that Blade movie as well.
Well, they just kept not being able to find anyone to direct it, so they were just finally like, fine, this clearly is not going to happen. So yeah, it's not on the schedule anymore. I don't know why they ever thought that was a good idea. Maybe they thought it made them seem so big and important that it's like, look at all of these movies, all these projects that are coming, and how they're all connected. We did this. It's like, but now you look at it and it's like, you did this. So yeah. But with Star Wars, and then like, didn't John Williams say he was going to come out of retirement to do the score for the movie?
To do the score? Yeah, of course.
So people were like excited for it. I don't know that it'll ever happen. I would like to see it happen, but I don't know. I almost feel like it's more likely that those movies get retconned and they redo them than we see a continuation of them. Like at this point, I feel like it's 50-50. It's like they don't want to put any more effort, money, or time into expanding that world because it's in a weird place. All the characters you like are dead. Only Rey is there, and Finn is not coming back because that actor hates Star Wars now.
Oh, wow.
So it's just like, okay, it's Rey.
So what do we do?
And like Rey is very divisive among the fans.
She is.
What do we do? What do we do?
Well, we talk about it. Finn's there, but then he's not there, so we kill him off screen and then just talk about it and be like Mutt Williams in Indiana Jones 5, where they're like, sorry your son died, Indy. It hasn't been the same off screen.
Why did they do that? They just hate Shia?
Like, why didn't they just be like, yeah, he's off adventuring in Panama? Nope. They're like, nope, sorry he died in Vietnam. I told him not to go. Damn, kid.
They CGI'd Harrison Ford for 90% of that movie. You couldn't do a CGI Mutt Williams from the back, riding his motorcycle or something.
Sure, or just like I said, just make a character mention.
Just do something. Use
bubble.
Archival
the
footage.
Bubble is it's closing in of what I'm accepting of. Like, I'm content with what I have. I feel like I don't know if I need.
I just don't think
new.
anything else good is being made.
No, I don't think so either.
It's just like reiterations. Is that a word? Reiterations. You have iterations, reiterations.
Yeah, reiterations is
same
a word.
thing over and over. Let me reiterate. That must be
correct. That is a word.
Well, we were talking about Star Wars. You threw a text at me. Did you mean to send this? The swimsuit, Luke? What's this?
Oh, yes. So a couple weeks ago, I talked about that awesome independent collaboration between the Next 17 and Pally Toys. And Pally Toys, yeah, and the Next 17.
Pally.
And we talked about the Hoth tanning salon.
Yeah, the tanning salon. And bar.
Yes. So I backed that. I pre-ordered that. That's due in December, hopefully. Production starts.
Oh my God, so quick.
Yeah, and that's from Lee Gregory out in the UK there, and then we have
Lee Gregory.
This came from the Netherlands today, and here's Luke in his Bacta-Tank to work in conjunction with.
That's what goes with it. And that's already in your hands. Wow.
This was created by the gentleman Graham Park in the Netherlands, and we have Bacta-Tank Luke in the retro style. Nice. I bet we'll never see Hasbro make that. There he is. Whoa.
I'm not going to see Hasbro make much of anything pretty soon.
Right, that's true.
This is what could save.
Look for this digitally.
Hasbro.
Look for this digitally in 2027.
Right. Look for the yes, like Funko does their digital pops. That's where we're going to start.
A very nice molded setup with a very nice acrylic tank.
Love that.
And,
that's great.
You know, just like Lil Stevie, the add-ins are great. So we always get Lil Steve. But they're specific, obviously, to the property. So we get a nice little postcard to look at things on YouTube. We get
black ink on that. A lot of black ink on that postcard.
A backdrop for our Hoth Luke. There he is. Oh,
you like wrap it around? Or no, just put it in front of it?
No, just put it in front of it for photos.
That's nice. That's good, though.
And then a nice little retro... Oh, another backdrop. But on the reverse side, a nice little... Oh, it was two backdrops. Never mind.
Oh, there you go. Look at that.
A nice little vintage style not promo card, but release card with some blacked out items. What could they be?
It's been redacted. Who's been redacted on there?
No. So in true fashion to the Kenner cards, they used to have mystery figures that weren't quite done yet. So they would black them out, and you wouldn't know what they were. But if you are a member of the Next 17 Patreon page, then you will know early.
You know. You already know.
But yes, so we have all the figures released so far, and then on the reverse, all the figures, variants of, and accessory sets, including coins, capes, lightsabers.
What a presentation. It's amazing.
Yes, it's wonderful. So this came in the mail. I was very happy for it.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fun. It's nice. See, it's like Hasbro's not making the stuff you want. You have to go to these third-party people who
I don't mind. I don't mind because it's fun because I can talk to him directly. I can compliment him. Yeah. I don't have to talk to Hasbro customer service and then get back a canned message or recorded message or an auto message saying that this is the business. I know
number?
what's going on. Not phone number. I don't call these people on the phone. But you know, if you send a message.
Oh, you mean like you send them like a tweet or something, and they just
or you tag them,
send you back.
You tag them in a video, and then they immediately send back a reply that says that this is the business. Page
the automated response. Yeah,
correct.
I hate that. I wish they would turn. I wish that seems like cheating. Like you don't get credit for responding because you had an automated robot say, "We got your message." That doesn't count. You don't get points for that.
We're working diligently on recording your answer. Yes, right? No,
we know you're not. We know you're not. You got bigger things. You got bigger fish to fry. We get it.
Fried
Well, that's great.
fish.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Fish. Very cool. Well, you mentioned Hasbro, so this sounds like a good time to check in on the HasLab, the current HasLab, which is the Ghostbusters Ecto-1 set.
Oh. Yep.
And we are well past halfway. 6,983. The target is 12,000, but less than, well, as of today, we have about a week left to get that early bird Lewis figure.
Right.
And that, I don't know. It could, I mean, it definitely could still happen, but people are going to need to get on there and back it.
They need to be back-ending and forward-ending this so they can get that
for real. That's what we need.
Know?
We need all
They're not
in
advertising this. Yeah.
We need that internal marketing department to really step it up now.
Yeah, because like I would
now
forget.
Is the time.
Like, oh, I have 35 days to back this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it will back. And you're like, oh, it'll back. And then you get to it and you're like, wait a minute, where's this Lewis? Where's my Lewis figure?
Right.
And only to find
Emily that works for Hasbro and she does all the video stuff that she appears in? Is that her name, Emily?
Well, I thought she seems like everywhere, and this seems like it's one of those situations. Well, I think she was brand manager for Power Rangers at one point, and she was brand manager for G.I. Joe, and now she's
still
doing
Morphin Emily on Instagram. So yeah, she's everywhere right now. But she did a video talking about the Ecto-1 and answering some questions. And she talked about the stickers, which we were talking about last week, because I was like, you know, if these are stickers, it's kind of permanent. And you were like, no, they're like water decals or static stickers, like they're removable.
Static stickers, like a window decal.
Yeah. And I was like, that's terrible because it's like color forms, they're gonna peel. Like that doesn't seem permanent at all. But that is what they are. Like, and they gave like a number. It's like you can safely remove these 5 times, maybe 10.
Maybe 10. Yeah, that was
like,
great.
What?
That's like talking to somebody having a conversation. You can do 5 times, but maybe 10 if you're really good about it.
Maybe if you're careful and lucky.
Maybe 10 if you don't accidentally drop it and get like lint
get some
and
dust
like
on
ground
there.
debris. Dust.
No,
oh my god.
Yeah. So that's a choice. I don't know that is the best way to go, but I guess they kind of figured you want to be able to flip back and forth between the two, and that's the only way to do it, save for like including alternate doors they can pop on there, which maybe would have been a better way to do it, but not in terms of cost, obviously. Right. The other thing, somebody asked a question about the scrolling text on the LED, and I believe it is not scrolling. It's just sort of like it's on there and it lights up, you know, so like you can see it through. So it's not as advanced, but I think we kind of figured that. And then there's audio, there's sound, but it's just that one sound, like the iconic ambulance or whatever.
The siren noise.
Right. So it's not like, doesn't play like the theme song or anything, which I think is fine as well. But yeah, I don't know. This is what we really wanted to know, is if you have to be one of the first, if you have to place your order in the first 2 weeks to guarantee yourself a Lewis, even if it does pass that goal. It's like, if it passes the goal in the first 2 weeks, could I back it on the last day of the campaign and still get Lewis? I don't know. She might have mentioned that, but I don't know. Do you know?
I don't know. I didn't watch the presentation.
It might be moot if it doesn't get backed by the end of this week. It might be moot, but I'm hoping it's not moot, and that we do get Lewis.
I feel like, I just feel like these HasLabs exist, but they don't. Yeah, they don't promote them.
That is sort of a weird thing. They definitely leave it up to like the community to self-promote. Because what are they going to do? They're going to run an ad on TV for this thing? There's no budget for that.
No,
they put all the budget into the actual thing. I mean, it's out at the cons. Like, they had it at the England or whatever. Where is it? The London Comic-Con is happening this weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah. They had it there. They had some very nice flyers. Someone sent me a picture of those, and I said those are very nice. I would like that.
Did Stevie go to London Comic-Con?
Mr. Stevie?
No, Little Steve.
Little Steve? Does he travel? He's over in he's in Texas, I think.
Oh, he's got
That's
to
where
get out
Steve
there.
Austin is, anyways. Nah, he's fine where he is.
Okay, stay put.
Yeah. So no, that's been one of the critiques in the past, that they don't really advertise it, but they can't. They don't have the budget for it. Advertising is very expensive. There's not that return on investment.
Use your Don Draper to do it.
Right? Cure for the common HasLab.
Use your toy. Use your Don Draper toy.
He would know what to do.
There you go.
Early seasons Don Draper would know what to do. Later seasons Don Draper would just get drunk and go to California. That's not going to help anybody. But yeah. Well, we're doing our part. We're making videos. I have a bunch of videos clipped up from last week that I'm going to put up throughout the week to hopefully get people aware. So Hasbro, we're trying to do our part. We're doing our part. But I do hope it gets back, because it's a very fun item. Are you going to back it?
Yeah. No, I had to mentally think in the back of my head. I was like,
sure,
I got to do it within a week, like less than a week now.
Might as well.
Yeah.
Do, if you're going to do it this week, because you're only helping the cause.
But now I'm thinking it's like, I'm going to find out after the show if Lewis is included throughout. But if not, and it doesn't make to that 12K, do I just cancel it?
No, I don't feel like Lewis is a deal breaker. Because I feel like it's all about the car.
The car is beautiful.
And then, but I will say, the 4 Ghostbusters in the gray uniforms is not something I need in my collection.
They wear both in that movie? They really
barely wear the grays. It's like in the montage. That's it.
Well, it's kind of like it's in the montage, and it's in a lot of the promo work,
right.
similar to how the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles had the promo colors, as it were, that green, that
the like almost neon green.
Correct. Yeah.
Right. So they wanted to distinguish this movie from the original, but in the actual film, the first time we see them, they're in the tan, because it's like they haven't invested more money because they're poor. They got shut down.
They ever bother you that the No Ghost logo is like the logo for the movie, and it's just like, it's a 2 now?
I always reconcile that as he's like saying peace.
Peace.
He's like
peace to the ghosts.
Peace.
I come in peace.
I come in peace. Break his legs. Yeah, that's how I reconcile that. But it is, if you think about it too much, it is real stupid.
Yeah.
It would have been even worse if they did a third and it was like this. Like, what the hell? What is happening now? I love that meme
like that, yeah.
Oh, get out of here. I can't do that.
Or like that.
I love the meme on Twitter. Like Klingon or
like that's
Spock.
Vulcan.
The movie, the Tarantino movie, Inglourious Bastards, is that it? I think that is it. One of the characters does 3 the wrong way, like in the country he's in.
Yes, that's
he does the wrong way.
Yes.
So on Twitter they use that still whenever someone like outs themselves as either a bot or like, not really, like someone, they were talking about the McDonald's thing and they wrote it MAC Donald's, like McDonald's, and they're like, oh, you outed yourself, we know, you're not really here, you're not really from here, you don't know.
Oh, wow.
Like, no one would make that mistake. No one's saying McDonald's, no one's typing out McDonald's.
Only if you're watching Coming to America.
Yeah, like you might say it, but you're not going to write it. That's, too much.
I should watch that movie. That's a good movie.
How do you watch movies now? I don't even know. On Tubi?
Very late at night with no children
very late
around.
At night. No. Yeah, I can only watch movies if like I don't have to work the next day and I can just stay up till like crazy hours.
Sure.
And I'll just like I watched all the Alien movies like back to back to back.
Ooh,
one night.
Exciting.
I was just like, this is it.
My
I'm getting
kid
them all
won't
out
stop
of the way.
asking. He won't stop asking.
To what? Watch Aliens?
To watch Aliens, yeah, and Alien
in
general. All of them. So
he
like
loves
I lent
your little child.
I
loves
lent
the Alien Man movies.
I lent a coworker my Alien box set because I said you probably would appreciate the Alien 3 director's cut.
Director cut. Yeah.
The assembly cut of the film because it kind of fleshes out a lot more of the story.
Sure.
So I lent it to him and I kept it in the car and I picked up my son and he's like, "Well, what is this?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's just Aliens." And he doesn't call DVDs just straight DVDs. He calls them DVD players.
The actual disc is
so
a
like
DVD
the physical
player.
disc is the DVD player. So
Where
there,
do you put the
it's in a
DVD
book.
player into to play it.
I don't know. I'd hesitate
Player?
to even tell him because it would probably blow his mind
Yeah.
that was always the DVD player the whole time.
That was the whole time.
So yeah, no, he's continually asking about it, and he's like, "Dad, that's what your popcorn bucket's about." And I go, "Yeah, it is."
Hey,
And he goes,
"That's right."
He goes, "Well, do you have any of these toys?" And I go, "Of course, I have all of the toys." And he's like,
There's some real
"Oh, I gotta
questions?
see him." And I'm like, "No, we're not seeing him right now. I don't really want you into this at this point in time in your life."
It's not for
he's
you.
like,
It's not for you.
"Why?" And I'm like, "Because it's a scary movie, and there's blood."
Scary?
Well, I like blood. I have blood. And I'm like, "It's a different kind of blood."
It's acid blood. Do you have acid blood?
I think
No.
I wasn't even referring to the alien. I put the movie Halloween on because I found a safe way to watch Halloween
Oh yeah.
the other day. Because he was like, "I want to watch that scary movie with the pumpkin knife," and I'm like, "That's Halloween." He's like, "I want to watch it," and I'm like,
Pumpkin knife.
The poster for the original Halloween is a very menacing looking pumpkin with a knife, and he wanted to watch it, and I said, "It's not great. It's not good for you." But then I found if you just watch like the first 30 minutes of the movie, it's just him standing and stalking, and there's no violence. And it's like, okay, there you go. You watch that.
Just shut it off right there.
Just shut it off. As soon as they get to the nighttime in the
boring.
house and the
boring.
kids getting murdered, yeah.
My kid asked me what my favorite movie was today, and I said Puppet Master 3. And he's like, "What's that?" It's like, "Oh, these puppets come to life and fight in Nazi Germany." And I just walked away. It's like, no follow-up questions.
End scene.
You know, I'm not giving you any more information. You have all the information you need. Do with it what you will.
Wow.
Kids are fun. Kids are fun.
Kids are fun.
Oh,
Gonna go to school and be like, "What's a Nazi?"
What's a Nazi? Well, you see, they were fascists from Germany, and
You don't have to explain
from The
that to
Office
me.
where
I know.
Dwight, that was a scene from The Office where Dwight starts explaining to a room full of children.
Oh,
what
yes,
Nazis
that's
were.
true.
And Mike's like, don't tell them about Nazis. We started the show talking about Hasbro and their problems, so it only makes sense to close the show or close to it talking about their problem. So a previous HasLab Giant Man, Marvel Legends Giant Man, started shipping. People are getting the figure. It's a good figure, but there's a problem. The Giant Man comes with a bunch of different face plates and different eyes, and the eyes are not like when NECA did the Mogwai, where they're just, you can like move them around and they can look in
with
different
the dial.
directions.
Right.
They're like static sets of eyes, either looking straight ahead, looking down. There's like the zombie eyes, and you have to swap them like they're contacts. You take out one set, you put the other set in, and people are getting duplicate sets. And in place of like the other alternate eyes. So it's like they get two sets looking off to the side, but no like straight ahead eyes.
Oh my.
A lot of people are talking about this. And then some people are missing face plates. So like they just fell out as they're packaging them. So Hasbro's got some customer service work to do.
Well,
a lot of
they're
people
good on it.
Hopefully,
Moe's
it's very
apron,
expensive.
Moe's apron.
You know what would be nice?
Giant
Moe's
man's
apron,
eyes.
I know. Do you know what would be nice? Because almost all of the tiers were met for this except one, and that was the Skrull face, I believe.
Okay.
So it would be nice if Hasbro was like, due to all the problems, we're going to give everyone the Skrull face. Just as
That
like,
would be
make
good.
them.
Just
That would
just
be
wait
great.
6 to 8
just
weeks.
a little hint. Just a little hint.
Mail in 3 proofs of purchase for your scroll face.
And it comes carded. Oh my god! If it came with a little blister card, damn. Hasbro, come on, make it right. Make things
there.
right. Do it. I don't have the information in front of me, but I sent you a link. There's a company doing tiny little blister carded Marvel figures. I don't think it's an American company that's doing it.
No,
but they look very good.
Yeah.
Did I send you a picture or a
the
link?
Toy Biz, the old Toy Biz style.
Are they like
figures.
inspired by? Are they actually? Because they can't be. Well, I guess they could because Toy Biz doesn't.
Now, the
exist
card
anymore.
art is pretty close to those original Toy Biz
Maybe the card art was like taken directly from a comic book page, so like they can do
Yeah.
that. Anyways, they look great, and like we're getting ever closer to what I want, which is miniature versions of all these Hasbro properties, or like just like this is obviously Toy Biz. That would be great too. But I'd love to see vintage Star Wars. I like GI Joe, Kenner, Ghostbusters. Like there's so many things. I love mini things. Speaking of mini things. Mini brands is a thing. Mini verse is a thing. They had this whole resin controversy. Apparently, the new resin is terrible.
It is very.
That did not stop me from getting the new Target mini verse. I think that's what it is. And I thought that they were all the same. And it was like Target. You get the Target basket, and then you get the bullseye cookies, like you get over the bakery. I thought they were all that because that's such a great one. I thought that they were all going to come with that. But no, that's only one of all the sets. So I got two, and one had blueberry pancakes, and it comes with actual blueberries, and they're so tiny. They're so ridiculously tiny.
I can't even see that.
Like,
I can see them
you can't even see
dropping.
it. Like the frame rate is too slow. You can't even see it dropping by. And then the other one I got is popcorn, and these are all like Target brand boxes.
Right.
Good value or whatever. No, that's Walmart, whatever it is. And look at the popcorn. It's all the kernels are individual. It's ridiculous.
Can Don
and then
Draper
it came
eat
with a
the
bag.
popcorn?
Say what?
Nothing.
Who's gonna eat the popcorn?
Don Draper.
Oh, he's a little bit too big. It's like a little. The popcorn's a little bit too big, but you can see if he if he had giant popcorn. And it came with a little bag of like Monster Mix, which is like M&Ms and peanuts and stuff. Yeah. It's so little. It's so little.
Oh,
it's
you don't
unbelievable.
You don't resin that down or anything, or is it all just loose like that?
It's all loose like that. You can resin it down because it's like caramel drizzle or something. But I don't think I will. I don't like playing with the resin. I just want the stuff. Pancakes look very nice. Some good texture on there. So, and the other thing is they come with
in my household. It was surprising. They were big, and then they just were like, nope. I
think you just kind of get over it. But anytime it's like very detailed miniatures, it comes with a little fabric bag, reusable bag, which is like the design, and there's like two designs of them. So
you almost have enough to make your own little micro Target. You get a little pet, and then just like get your ferrets back and have them shop at like a little tiny Target.
Yeah,
and that's your new channel.
The bullseye stickers that you can get from like customer service or whatever. So these
sounds
are fun.
Like you just want to live in a tiny world, Paul. Just like a little micro world.
I do. I would love that.
And
do I have?
That's not a lead off to anything. But
speaking of tiny worlds, we have teeny tinies from Five Below. Look at my tiny kitchen I got.
Look at your tiny kitchen.
I'm gonna have a lot of fun.
So I've seen every so often they come out with these. What is it? Teeny tinies at Five Below.
That's what it said. Teeny tinies.
And
yep.
What do they have? A barbecue grill. I think.
I got the grill. Yep.
They've got a farm stand out now, as well as the tiny kitchen.
The farm stand.
Wow, you are just like little Mr.
Taco
Dollhouse.
I'll tell you what. I have an idea, and now that I have the Don Draper custom, I think I'm gonna follow through on that idea. I'm not ready to talk about it yet.
Okay.
But I've always been a big fan of stuff like Twisted Toy Fair Theater and Robot Chicken, and I think the world is ready for a new version of that kind of stuff. So,
oh boy,
say no more, but keep an eye out. I've got some ideas.
You got all the time in the world, apparently. Enjoy your tiny toys.
I love tiny toys. Cut perfect. That we talked about the London Comic Con. They did have a couple of things of note. Sebulba. We're getting a Sebulba Black Series. It is Black Series, right? It's not like vintage collection or some shit.
Yeah.
It didn't look like it was like super articulated. Like it didn't seem like there were joints at the elbow, which seemed weird. But maybe they just figured it would. You wouldn't want to bend his arm the other way. I don't know.
Right. The Dugs. What a species.
Is that what they call the Dugs?
Yeah.
His helmet comes off. That's nice. He comes like a fish.
Oh, nice. That's good. They got an Anakin coming out at some point too, so it'll fit well.
That came out, didn't it?
No, it's not out yet.
Little boy Anakin?
Not yet. No. As far as I know.
I really thought
it's Star Wars is tough. I've stopped
out.
picking up a lot of Star Wars, so
yeah.
I've seen that IG-11 nurse droid with the little baby Yoda that sits in the harness. I've seen that at Walmart, but just seems like you go to Walmart, Target, figure? You don't see things as much. So I'll wait like 2 weeks before Walmart marks it down, and maybe I'll grab it.
Yeah,
but
I saw it at Walmart when I was road tripping, and then I saw it at Target today. But I think it's like way too expensive because it's a deluxe figure.
It is so expensive. Yeah,
it's too much. It's not worth it.
And it just comes with, those are just accessories in our neck of the woods. You know, from our time, they would just be considered accessories.
From the golden ages, those were just accessories. Right. This isn't a deluxe figure. A deluxe figure would have friggin' like airplane wings that you would put on of like those deluxe powered force figures.
What was it? Crowd control stormtrooper.
Yes, with that yellow Han
Solo in smuggler's gear.
Yeah,
giant ass backpack.
That's a deluxe figure. No,
Luke Skywalker. Oh, it was the snowtrooper and the E-Web blaster cannon.
Yeah, the friggin' satellite. Get out of here, deluxe. Get out of here.
Killing me. Just because you make the package 2 inches wider.
Oh my god, yeah. Ridiculous. I hate it. That's what Hasbro, look inward. That's why you're failing, because you make some stupid decisions. It's so greedy. They also had Captain America, not my Captain America, Brave New World. These are deluxe figures. There's Red Hulk. There's Captain America, a.k.a. Anthony Mackie's character, his version, Sam Wilson. And then, like, Sam Wilson's sidekick or something. The New Falcon. Is that his name? New Falcon?
Sure.
He had a McDonald's pillow, I think. He had one.
Yeah, all those pillow toys.
They honestly look good, these figures. They look great. I don't think Red Hulk looks like Harrison Ford in the face, which is kind of weird, because I thought they did a good job with the CGI, so I don't know what happened there. But it's an all-new body. It looks totally different from other Hulks. They all look great. They all have the big wings, and the wings are all bendy, so we can like put it in front of him. It looks cool. Might get those on clearance. I don't need those.
There you go.
I hope that movie's good. I've heard from early screenings that it's having a little bit of trouble.
Oh no!
So hopefully they can get that all ironed out.
It was supposed to be out months ago.
It was supposed to be out years ago.
Didn't they announce a lot of movies coming out with Marvel next year? Like the lead off is Captain America, Brave New World, and then there's several other movies coming out like in a short, like there's like 4 movies next year. We go from just Deadpool and Wolverine, and now we have 4 Marvel movies coming out. We have
there was the strike,
Captain America. We have the Thunderbirds, Thunderbolts.
Sure.
Yeah,
Thunderbirds go.
What else we got? There's a couple other things.
I don't know. Venom came out.
I don't know either.
I heard that was bad too.
What did? Venom?
Venom.
I heard that it was a lackluster end to a lackluster superhero movie.
I was surprised that Venom really took off as much as it did. People really liked that first one.
Yeah.
And I think the second one has a higher rating on Rotten Tomatoes, so I guess it was better.
Okay.
But then this third one apparently is the worst of all of them, and it's like
somebody
posted the end, like there's an end montage. It's like it looked like it was like edited for TikTok to a music video. It's pretty embarrassing.
It's too bad.
But
not my
I'm trying to look on here. Okay, here we go. Thunderbolts. And then Fantastic Four, July of next year.
Yeah.
But then that's it. And then they had Blade, which is done. And then there's 2 Avengers movies for 26 and 27.
Okay.
So that's all you got. Maybe there's a TV series. Then we don't.
So maybe it's the 3, and then maybe I was thinking of there's one in like February of 26, and that's what I was thinking of.
Maybe that's Avengers. But they said they're slowing down. They said they're going to do quality over quantity, which is the way to go.
The back end and working on the front end.
That's right. The back end and the front end. Working in conjunction. All right. It was probably good for this week. You got anything else for this week?
No, I showed off my toy.
You got your toy. You got that.
The show wasn't so spooky. It's good.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. We talked about people getting laid off.
Yeah, that's pretty scary.
That's like some people's biggest fear. That's right up there for me.
Yeah,
I don't want that to happen. It's like I got my dream job. I'm working in toys, and then it's like you're fired. And it's like, damn it! You never think about like what happens after you get your dream job. You don't just get to keep doing it forever. Sometimes, and sometimes you do. This is my dream job. If only I was getting paid to do it. All right, Bill. All right, everybody. Well, you know what we say. We don't want to grow up, but we already did. Have a great week, everybody.
Bye, everyone.